Welcome back to Foot in Mouth. I have lost count of how many times I've said that just this morning because I've been trying to record around my neighbor's construction work and it is a lot easier said than done, but we have reached it is what it is o'clock. So I'm just hoping that it's not going to interrupt too much with this episode, but I'm going to go in. I'm going to go for it. We are to talk about the Community Shield that we just watched. I was expecting a good game, but I think that this game absolutely went above my expectations, I think is safe to say. I think it went above a lot of people's expectations, namely because there was an unlikely winner. I'm happy to say, I was very happy to be proven wrong here, but in the last video, I predicted Liverpool were going to win this game. I didn't do a poll or anything, but I'm fairly sure that if I did, majority of those votes would have gone towards Liverpool to win this game, and I think anybody could have seen why. This team looked amazing. They looked great last season. They look better this season. But it wasn't meant to be for Arne Slot this time around. And I'm really happy for Crystal Palace. Like, it's obviously not a trophy that most people would consider anything to really celebrate, you know what I mean? Again, just because the major clubs have their sights on like bigger prizes. But this I think is huge for Crystal Palace. Like we said in the last episode, this is their first ever appearance in the competition after winning their first ever piece of major silverware just a few months ago against Man City, again at Wembley. I think it was a really good game, really good performances. Started off with a very early goal for Hugo Ekitike, who I did tip for a debut goal in this game. Didn't expect it to come A, that early, or B, like a goal of that quality, bro. After some nice link-up play with Florian Wirtz, he just ends up slamming it from... actually, it wasn't even. It was just one of those... Technically, it was just so well-placed. So well-placed. Not too much power on it, not too little power on it. Edge of the box stuff between some defenders. Goalkeeper tried his best, but nah, dude, goals like that you don't save. But a very, very good goal. So good, in fact, that I would say Liverpool don't even have a need for Alexander Isak anymore. So might as well just leave him alone, at least for the next season, bro. That you've rocked the boat enough. That's Newcastle's problem to deal with. And you guys have Hugo Ekitike, bro. Like, I think this guy looks really good. On the ball, off the ball, I think he looks a crazy good signing. And maybe I was too quick to mentally check Florian Wirtz for signing of the season, because I think that this dude may give Wirtz a run for his money. I know it's just one game, it's just the Community Shield, but I like what I saw. I can't lie. He wasn't the only striker getting on the scoreboard that day though, because Crystal Palace, not long after Liverpool's opener, end up getting a goal of their own. This time, thanks to Ismaila Sarr's good work, this dude was floating on the edge of the box, ended up drawing a foul from Virgil van Dijk, who overall had a very bad game, which is weird to say. It's very uncharacteristic of him, but yeah, he had a bad game, and he couldn't cleanly get the ball from Ismaila Sarr, so gave away the penalty, which was put away by Mateta, which I think is exactly what he wanted. I think a lot of people may have reservations around him considering how good he was last season. You know, it's same with the Cole Palmer thing that we saw, you know, where people are just going, oh, was he a one-season wonder, or is this something that he's just capable of? So I think that's going to be a huge morale boost to him. I didn't mention this, but yeah, it's probably going to be a huge morale boost for Hugo Ekitike as well. Like scoring on your official competitive debut. Very, very good start to the game. It continued after that. Lots of back and forth. Another goal for another debutant in the Liverpool side with Frimpong this time. I don't care what anybody says. Okay, firstly, worldy of a goal. Amazing goal. But there's no way that man meant to score a goal from there. There is no chance. I don't care who you are, where you're from, or what you say, bro. That goal was not intentional, but he will take it, as will any Liverpool fan. Again, great goal. Absolutely great goal. One of those situations where something bad turns into something really good for Liverpool. Both of the debutants, I thought that the score would be 3-1. I thought Mo Salah would get on the score sheet. Mo Salah was adamant to not get anywhere near the score sheet, as we saw in the penalty shootout that followed after the 90 minutes, which we'll get onto. But yeah, 2-1 to Liverpool, but Crystal Palace still didn't stay down for the count. Ismaila Sarr, again, the man with the magic moments. The run that he made through on goal, I don't know who it was who sent the ball overhead to him. I should check. I would have checked if I didn't feel so pressed for time because of construction work. But yeah, great ball over the top to him. Great run in on goal and a great finish. And what a game he had. I still rate this player very much. When Crystal Palace signed him last season, I did say in a video that I thought he would go on to be one of the under the radar gems of the transfer window. Last season we saw it in glimpses, but in this game we saw something completely else, bro. I think we saw someone that looks like they are fully prepared for another season in the Premier League. I think last season did him the world of good. And yeah, he was just full of confidence on the day, full of confidence. And again, Virgil van Dijk could not handle this guy, bro. I mentioned that this game went to penalties. It probably shouldn't have even gotten that far because I think Crystal Palace absolutely should have been given another penalty in the game through the handball on Cody Gakpo. Much like how you can't convince me that Frimpong's goal was intentional, you cannot convince me that that was not a handball and penalty-worthy situation. The Liverpool chance started very early thanks to this. And thanks to this, it was also an ugly reminder of what we have to look forward to next season next to the good football. It's the shitty PGMOL. Like, some things don't change, bro. The teams will change, managers will change, players will change. Those referees are still just as bad as ever. And again, I know that this is just one game and it's just the Community Shield. But I think that this kind of sets a precedent for what we can expect. And it was so embarrassing hearing commentators try and talk around the decision because naturally they very, very much seem to side with the decisions of the referees and the PGMOL overall. So yeah, just hearing them kind of defend it without actually being able to defend it was very comical. I'm just glad that the decision didn't cost Crystal Palace because we've seen decisions like this cost teams big. Last season, Aston Villa, final game of the season, ended up missing out on Champions League football in large part because of poor officiating. And yeah, it looks like we can expect more of that going into next season. But unfortunately, it didn't cost Crystal Palace this time around. If this did actually cost Liverpool another Community Shield, I don't think they'd have been crying over that. But they would have been really annoyed, and rightfully so, with being cost a trophy because of a bad referee's decision. So yeah, it was 2-2 going into 90 minutes. Then we went into a penalty shootout that seemed like it would never end. There was some really good penalties. There were some really good saves by goalkeepers, and there were some really poor penalties. Namely Mo Salah, which was again uncharacteristic, just like Virgil van Dijk. Very uncharacteristically bad penalty by Mo Salah, unless he has these in his locker, and I've just never seen them before. But yeah, he was aiming for the stratosphere with that one. And yeah, overall, I think Crystal Palace ended up running out deserved winners, and Dean Henderson in goal must have felt a little bit extra happy about this because obviously he's an ex-Man United boy. So yeah, overall Crystal Palace played a really good game. I think Crystal Palace look really good, but at the same time, I think a lot of that is down to Mark Guehi, Eberechi Eze, and Mateta. All three players have been linked with moves away. Two of those players look very likely to leave, but I only think one of them will, because I don't see a world where Crystal Palace sell both Eze and Guehi, or both Mateta and Eze, or like, I think that one of these guys is leaving, but the most noise is around Eze and Guehi, obviously. And yeah, after this game, Liverpool's defensive needs were on display for everybody to see. So, if anything, that game may have fast-tracked their interest in Guehi, who did end up coming off, by the way. But this kind of highlights how important these players are to this game. Guehi had the armband, and when he came off, that armband went straight to Eze. So you got two players of that quality in Crystal Palace. Already their quality is needed, but they are clearly very established leaders in that team. So if you lose both of them, bro, I don't see how Crystal Palace would kind of stay afloat unless we see more of what we've always seen, where the newly promoted clubs are just that bad. Although I think we are in for a surprise or two this season, as you will find out in tomorrow's video, where I do my predictions for the season. You can get down in the comments with your predictions now already if you want, alongside your thoughts on the Community Shield game, because again, I thought it was a really good game. But yeah, I think Crystal Palace, they look good. A lot of that though is down to these key players who may be on the move, bruh. Like, I think it's a sticky situation for them because Guehi is pretty much in his last year of contract, I think, if I'm not mistaken. And they don't want to lose him for free. But at the same time, if Arsenal come knocking for Eberechi Eze first, it at least gives Crystal Palace some funds and some time to reinvest in the squad, to maybe plan for any Guehi exit, or plan for just the season ahead. You know, if Guehi is committed and they accept that they're going to lose him for free, bring in some attacking reinforcements. They will need to replace Eze if he leaves, or Mateta if he leaves. But yeah, either way, this whole situation, I think, between Arsenal and Liverpool, whoever acts first, they get there, man. I just wonder if Liverpool are going to feel that their hand is a little bit forced in acting, because yeah, their defense needs some work. Tsimikas looks like he's on his way out of Liverpool as well, so they need further reinforcements there. I think where he can actually cover on the left. So it remains to be seen who acts first. But overall, I think Liverpool do still look very good, at least going forward for the most part. I think there are some question marks over how long they can keep this up. I think Florian Wirtz looked like he may have struggled just a little bit seeing out the full game. Energy levels dropped a little bit. He's passing a little bit sloppier. But again, first competitive game in Liverpool. And Crystal Palace aren't exactly an easy team to play, bro. I think they put on a very, very good show. So, yeah, I'm not holding too much against them. But, yeah, I think Liverpool look good. But this game has overall affected my predictions for next season, which you will see tomorrow again. I shouldn't put that much weight on this preseason game. But I do think that it was very telling. I think it showed people how you can get at Liverpool. I think it showed people why you should respect Crystal Palace. And yeah, I think it showed people that sometimes things aren't as amazing as they seem. Because honestly, I was very much guilty of going into this game thinking it was going to be pretty much a Liverpool walkover. When I predicted 3-1, that one was just me being nice for Crystal Palace. But I'm so happy I was proven wrong. And I'm very, very happy that Crystal Palace did end up lifting the shield, bro. And could be a very nice parting gift for either Eze or Guehi, who, again, those are the two I'm standing on business for with regards to which one of them or both of them could be leaving. But yeah, could be a nice parting gift. And solid curtain raiser for the new season. Very solid curtain raiser. Like I said, I thought that it was going to be a good one, but it exceeded my expectations. And yeah, we got a very good season to look forward to, in my opinion. We've also got a very good season of Fantasy League to look forward to. Hopefully I'll look forward to it this time. Because last season was a shambles, bro. I cannot be in another relegation battle. I'm the admin of the league. That's embarrassing. So I need to pull my socks up. Here's the link to join the league now if you haven't already joined. If you were in the league last season or the season before, then you should automatically be added once you do your team for the new season. But if not, again, yeah, here's the link. Join us. See who can dethrone Ethan, who's won it back-to-back now 2 seasons in a row. And yeah, I'm quite excited, man. Not excited at all for PGMOL antics. Not excited at all for more calls like Liverpool going on from start to finish of the season. But it's football. These things are going to happen. And yeah, I just hope that we can all stay a little bit more level-headed about it when they do. Thank you guys for watching the show. If you did enjoy this episode, please give it a like. If you enjoyed the content, please give the channel a subscribe. And I'll catch you on the next one.